Kemushiチャンネルのロレッタです。My name is Loretta and I'm currently living in Japan. Specifically, I am being paid to go to school and being paid to live here thanks to this amazing thing called the MEXT Scholarship. So today I'm going to talk about the MEXT Scholarship and how I used it to move to Japan. 皆さん、英語の聞き準備はできましたか？動画が終わったら、ロレッタは一体何を言っていたかっていうのが気になったら、italki.com っていうウェブサイトで、学生と教師のマッチングをするサイトみたいな形なんですけど、もっとこれからのネイティブ英語を身につけるようになりたかったら、ぜひこの動画の下のディスクリプションのところに、キャンペーンのリンクを載せますので、そこをクリックしていただけると、1個の無料レッスンをKemushiChan経由でもらえるような形になっているので、ぜひ興味あったら見てみてください。じゃあ英語に戻ります。It's English time. Alright, you guys ready for this? There's going to be a lot of information, but I'm going to try and break it down into these clear categories. First, a brief background about me and Japan. What is the MEXT Scholarship? The application process and a few tips for me on how to navigate your way through all of it. Then we'll talk about what happens when you actually arrive in Japan. And then just to close things up, just my general experience and impressions about the whole thing. Alright, so my name is Loretta and I'm currently living in Japan. For Japanese, I started studying over 14 years ago in my home country of America. I had Japanese courses in high school and in college, and intermittently I also came to live in Japan every now and then for study abroad programs, research programs, and a couple little things like that. But 6 years ago, I moved back to the States and moved to New York City, and ever since then, I haven't really lived in Japan. But now I am back in Japan. I moved here almost 2 months ago, and I'm working towards getting my master's in business administration for free thanks to the MEXT Scholarship. To be honest, I've known about this scholarship for so long, but I've always been kind of turned off by it because whenever you look it up online, the websites are always either really hard to understand or there's just a lot of different information in a lot of different places, and it's like no matter how many times you look at it, it's like, yeah, but how do I go to Japan? MEXT stands for the Ministry of Education, Sports, Science, and Technology in Japan. Not really sure where the X came from, but basically it's called the Momokagakusho in Japanese, and this is a part of the Japanese government that is providing funding to foreign students who want to come to Japan. So in general, there are 4 types of scholarships that you can apply for. The first category is called Japanese Studies. This is for you if you're already an undergraduate student and you want to go to Japan for 1 year to learn about Japanese language and culture and then go back to your own country and graduate from there. The second category is undergraduate student, which you should start looking at if you are a high school student. Basically, if you are getting ready to graduate high school and you want to get your college degree in Japan, this is the one for you. If you're accepted into this one, you have 1 year of language studies, and then after that you have 4 years of college in Japan. So this is for going to college in Japan. Third category is called Special Training College. Again, if you are a high school student, or I think if you're an undergraduate student under a certain age and you want to go to Japan to learn a specific skill. So for example, culinary school or IT training. I think I even saw something like fashion or any sort of special training that's outside of like a typical university. This is the scholarship that you want. The fourth category, which is the one I'm doing, is called a research student. For this one, everyone starts as a research student in a graduate school. You can either stay that way and work on your own independent project within the graduate school, or you can continue on after at least 6 months and become a regular graduate student for your master's or a regular graduate student for your PhD. So once you figure out which of those 4 categories you fit into, it's time to apply. There are 2 ways to do this. If you are already in Japan, you have to be nominated by a school here in Japan, so you have to go through that way. If you're not in Japan like I was, you have to apply through the local Japanese government that's in your country, which is probably going to be the consulate. It's different in every country and the deadlines are different in every country. So my first advice to you is to find out what is the closest Japanese consulate to you and send them an email. I'll add a link in the description, but there's a website that lists every Japanese consulate in every country that offers this scholarship, this process, and that will help you process everything to get it done. I applied through the consulate in New York City and they were so incredibly helpful. Honestly, the only reason I think I got this scholarship is because they had my back the entire time. So definitely reach out to them, shoot them an email. I think that's the only way you can even apply anyways, so just click the links, send the email, get started. So the application process is so intimidating at first. It almost takes an entire year to get through everything, and there's a lot of different steps, a lot of different deadlines, and a lot of different ways you can mess this up if you're anything like me. But that's, like I said before, start sending emails to your local consulate and just kind of like let them hold your hand, because it's not that difficult. if you stay on top of it. Everyone's case may look a little bit different, but when I applied as a research student, this is basically how it went. There are 3 main parts of the application. First, you have to apply to your local consulate and be accepted by them. They have to approve your application and recommend you. The second part is you reach out to the potential schools in Japan that you want to study to and send them your application materials. If they like what they see, they'll send you like a preliminary letter saying that they will accept you if the whole thing goes through. The third part, once you have these 2 things, is to send your whole application and all of these pieces to the actual MEXT ministry, to the actual government in Japan, and if they like your entire application package, they will approve you, they will give you the money to study and live in Japan and start the new part of your life. Then there's also a Japanese language exam. It has grammar, vocabulary, general knowledge, but instead of having a listening portion, there's a part where you have to actually write out kanji. In general, the test is kind of just a general assessment, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. And then you wait. I was pretty sure it wasn't going to happen. I was really nervous and I kind of just like gave up on the whole thing. But basically, in the end, I got an email from the consulate again saying that I had been approved for the entire thing. They found me a school, the government had approved my project, and that they were ready to start the scholarship and the funding, and they were ready to set up my plane ticket to go to Japan. And that was March. That was March of this year. So yeah, my basic advice to you is to stay on top of the deadlines, be very meticulous along the way, start every step as soon as possible, and stay in touch with your local consulate because they will be so helpful to you. Once I landed though, the most confusing thing to me is that I still don't know what is a research student. 国費研究生, a government-backed research student is what they kept calling me. And I was like, what does that actually mean? What am I supposed to do? The reason it's confusing is because it is very flexible. It's a lot more flexible than it seems. There's no required thing that you have to do. You are not graded for classes and you don't get any credits as a research student. However, you are supposed to study Japanese and improve your language skills, and then you're expected to take classes and learn and work on a project that is personal to you. That is your research. That being said, I'm opting for a slightly different track. You can actually extend the scholarship and change from just a research student into an actual student at the school and get a degree. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working towards getting my master's in business administration. To sum up, the MEXT Scholarship is really an amazingly generous, amazing opportunity to come to Japan and do something that you're passionate about. Especially as a research student, you have the flexibility to just work specifically on your own self-designed project, whatever that is. Or you can even go on and get a degree in graduate, master's, or PhD level school, whatever it is you want to do, but it's all paid for. The government is backing you to live your dream in Japan, and that is amazing. So if you have any questions, first reach out to your local consulate. Again, check out the link to see which one is the one that's closest to you. And then if you want to ask me anything, obviously leave a comment below. But if you liked this video or if you liked the MEXT Scholarship, please make sure to thumbs up and let me know. And for those of you who are thinking of applying, get started today. The application season is right now, and like I said, you need to get on it as quickly as possible. But yeah, that's basically it in a nutshell. じゃあ、今回の動画はちょっと長くなりましたけど、本日はご視聴ありがとうございました。この動画が良かったらグッドボタンとシェアとチャンネル登録もぜひお願いします。I'll see you guys next time. Bye!